So, talking about hypnosis, um, it's a big subject, and just to try to make it simple, one of the things some of the things that we're gonna share are gonna seem a little off. They're gonna seem a little different. They're gonna seem maybe even pushing your understanding of hypnosis a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay. Um, just go ahead and stay open a little bit and try to understand the subtleties and how we've expanded the definition so that we can just kind of show you really how much hypnosis is a factor of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so many of us think we really kind of understand this hypnosis stuff. Maybe we've seen a hypnosis show and thought, well, I get how powerful that stuff is. You're always hearing people stop smoking from hypnosis. Must be powerful because
Mm-hmm.
smoking's a really powerful habit.
Mm-hmm.
So we get these ideas of what hypnosis is, or maybe what the power is, and we also get some fears along the lines of, I don't want to be clucking like a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to talk about today is first, kind of help you understand it in a different way, and I'm just going to open it up to you so that you can
Okay.
just take it from there and just say, well, what is different about the way we think of hypnosis?
Well, there's two sides. The side is, first of all, what hypnosis is. The second,
Yeah.
of course, is what hypnosis isn't. But if we look at what hypnosis is initially, hypnosis is everything that you've ever learned. Hypnosis is all the time. That's one thing. There's two things, should I say.
Everything you ever learned.
Everything you've ever learned.
Okay.
Everything that you've ever learned is stored in your unconscious mind, no matter what it is. 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8. Now, if I was to say to you 2 and 2 is 12, you'd immediately disagree with that. Your body would give you a clue, of course. But that's because you've been hypnotized to believe that 2 and 2 is 4.
Okay,
4
so
and 4
it's
is 8.
so it's everything you learn. Okay.
It's everything that you've ever learned.
Right.
It's also everything that you've ever learned that comes out automatically. So behaviours, beliefs, values. You were never born with these beliefs and values. You learned them.
Right.
At a time in your life, you were susceptible to suggestions. You were susceptible to the environment. And that goes in as an unwritten law. That goes in as something that's absolutely the gospel truth.
So that would be your earlier years then.
Your early formative years, yeah.
Up to about how long?
Up to about 5 years old, but ideally up to about 11 years old.
Uh-huh.
It's really when the conscious mind starts to become fully developed.
Okay, right.
But your unconscious mind is bringing out these things all the time. So it's everything that you've ever learned. It's everything that comes out automatically. We all have those elements of being told that we're good at something, but disagreeing. People will say, you're a great artist, or you're a great dancer, or you're great at talking in public.
Singer.
You're a great singer, as an example.
Yeah.
But if there's a belief that's been planted at those early formative years in the unconscious mind, that becomes a hypnotic belief.
So if the belief is different than what you're being told, what happens to that stuff you're being told?
That just goes.
So,
in your unconscious mind, you have familiar, you have unfamiliar.
Okay.
Anything that's familiar is accepted, anything unfamiliar, rejected. Because it disagrees with the beliefs and values.
Period.
Unless...
So it trumps.
It trumps every time. Your unconscious mind will always trump your conscious mind. Purely because of the size and scale of the operation. Your conscious mind is limited to 9 bits of information at the very maximum. At the very maximum, it's 9 bits of information.
Per second or something?
At any one time.
Okay.
Your unconscious mind, on the other hand, again, depending on who you listen to, you believe, but Dr. Bruce Lipton talks between 11 million and 44 million bits of information every second. So your unconscious mind is analysing all the data that's going on around right now. It means that if it comes to the crunch of analysing a particular moment in time, you don't get a chance to think. You don't get logically chance to sit down and think, okay, this is a spider. Am I afraid of spiders? Am I not afraid of spiders? Your unconscious mind just responds in an instant.
Because that's its job.
Because that's its job, because it's got this big bag of evidence to support the fact that you as a person are afraid of spiders.
So, in a nutshell, its job is what?
To protect.
Period.
To keep you safe, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what hypnosis is. What it isn't, and this is where it can affect a lot of people. Hypnosis isn't mind control. Okay. It's not relaxation, but it can be.
So not mind control, meaning you're not going to make me cluck like a
Not being
chicken.
I'm just going to go tap my hand on your head and you
Right.
are now my slave and you'll be my slave forever.
Yeah.
And by the way, the washing up needs doing. Okay. If that were true, my word, that would be fabulous. Okay. But it isn't that. It isn't mind control. But from a stage show perspective, it looks brilliant. But it isn't mind control. It can be relaxation, but it isn't relaxation. It isn't working with your logical mind. It isn't working with your analytical mind. Okay? It's not magic. It's not you losing control. Actually, sometimes you're actually in more control. It's not you being in a state of being weak-minded or perceived to be weak-minded. It's none of those things. It's just automatic behaviour that comes out of your unconscious mind.
That you learned.
You learned.
Okay.
Yeah, you learned it.
Well, who did we learn it from?
We learned it from everyone around us in those early formative years. Parents, teachers, friends, society.
Religion.
Religion,
all that
newspapers, media, advertising, marketing. We all know the old thing, beans means Heinz. I don't know whether that works over here, but in the UK, beans means Heinz. We all know we may not listen to a song 20, 30 years, but we can hear the first line, the first word of that song, the first bar sometimes, and we immediately can sing along to that song. Those words come straight out of the unconscious mind. That's hypnosis. Automatic behaviours. So that's kind of the way I would sum it up. I don't know if there's anything that you would add to that.
Sounds pretty powerful.
Definitely powerful.
And
But let me just cap on something. It's learned behaviour. It's learned behaviour in a state where you were possibly in a highly emotional, vulnerable state, where you're not thinking clear. So there is the element, of course, of PTSD, where something happens, something so extraordinary happens that at that moment in time, the conscious mind goes, I can't deal with this. I can only handle 9 bits of information. At that point, the unconscious mind opens its doors, all of that information goes in, and it gets filtered. Unfiltered.
So
Totally
that's
unfiltered.
really what happens whenever there's a trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, that can also build on previous traumas.
Right. So bunch them together.
Bunch them together.
Okay. So that means it's an associative mind.
It's an associative mind. It associates things with other things.
Okay.
This is similar to that, and I don't care if that's the truth or not. This is similar to that. What did I do last time? Let's check the database. I panicked. I ran. I flee. I fought.
And all that's about safety.
All that's about safety.
So that you react faster.
Yeah. You don't get a chance to. This is why consciously people can say, do you know what? Next time I see a spider, I know that spiders. I can whack it with a newspaper. I know that I can pretty much wipe out any spider. That's logic. That's the thinking mind. What do we do next time? There's a spider. Before we've even seen the spider consciously, it's too late. The unconscious mind has seen it. Check the database. What do we do?
Scream,
run, panic.
Right.
Yeah. And guess what? Every time that happens, that response gets bigger and bigger. So over the years, the feeling gets stronger.
It's
the
almost
power.
like it added more truth to what was in there.
Yeah, it becomes even truer.
Okay.
If it's a voting system, 9 votes versus 11 million votes, you're not going to look unconsciously. And that's the area that we work with. The area that we work with is the feeling mind, the unconscious mind.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Mm.
You.
Mm.
You.
Mm.
You.
Mm.
You.